Good Thursday!
Nice! All right.
We both looked at each other like, what is she gonna say? What is she gonna say?
Uh-huh.
Man, welcome to the show. And it feels like it has been a year since we've had a relationship conversation with you, and I am very excited because these is one of my favorite conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Though yesterday's movement conversation
Was apparently a hit.
Yeah.
A real hit.
Yeah, but it's been a minute since we've done our relationship conversation because we've been in workshop season, but it's good to be back.
I would like to know, what was it about, like what specifically about yesterday's episode with the like push-up demonstration, push-up progression, walkthrough, did you really love? Was it that it was just really funny, that it was different, that it was
Fitness related,
that it was like explanation of a movement? Like, what was it? Because we noticed that one was a smosh. So
Smosh.
we want to make sure you guys are getting what you like. Do you like these videos? Do you like it all? If you don't like any of it, you're a liar because you wouldn't be here. That's not an option.
All right, but today, as your responses are coming in,
Why are people jumping the gun?
what? What do you mean?
Happy birthday, Coach.
It's tomorrow, yeah.
Got my Duncan. Funny, informative, all the modifications, the figuring it out. It was real funny and accessible, easy to connect. It was so real. Detailed progression options, informative and helpful. The banter and different progressions I learned. The banter is always so much fun because I try to bring banter into every conversation. If you notice, like I'll go on a random like butterfly tangent, right? Like squirrel.
Hurricane Erin. All right, you guys.
Bring the cane.
So, going into relationship conversations, and by the way, a lot of the topics that we come up with are actually like your guys' requests. So, Stacy, it would be awesome if today maybe you could make another post, just so that you guys can type in the comments like, what do you want to learn more about? Obviously, we're doing this show for you guys, so it's helping us because it's helping us to come up with stuff. And
Tell us what to
obviously
talk
it's
about.
adding value to you because you're like, this is what I want to learn. Like, it can't get better than that for both you guys and us. But today's conversation was inspired by one of you guys, and the conversation is about how to stay true to yourself when you're putting yourself out there. So now, for one, I would love to know.
Hold on. Let that sink in for a second. What was it again?
How to stay true to yourself when putting yourself out there.
Let them have their moment. Like, ooh, okay. Now let's go.
Yeah. So
Sarit would make a terrible comedian. Because
Right.
you tell a joke and then you just go to the next joke.
Right,
Like,
that
there's
is
a
not
rule.
my inspiration.
There's
you
a
can
rule.
stay in your comedy DJ lane and let me stay in my teacher's cap lane.
But
all right?
teachers cap, listen, there's a rule. And it's the same rule. When you say something that needs to sink in, you have to pause or it doesn't sink in. When you tell a funny joke, you have to have a second for people to laugh. Because if you just roll to the next joke, you don't give them their moment. If you say something empowering or like an oof, you know, you got to give them a second to oof.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, whatever.
Okay. And I see some of you guys are coming up with topic names, and though this is great, make sure you write it down and just add it to the post that Stacy will be making later. Yeah, because we'd love to talk about that. But I would love to know, like, what's your current relationship status? Like, I want to know, like, what kind of, like, obviously you guys are audience, like, this is all about you guys. I would love to know, like, where are you at in the relationship journey? Are you single? Are you interested in being in a relationship? Are you like totally fine being where you're at?
Single, ready to mingle.
Are you married? Are you married? You know, trying to figure it out. Are you happily married?
Are you married to your dog?
Are you like happy with your dog or with your 100 cats? Like, it's all good. I'd love to know.
By the way, Jillian thinks you would be a funny comedian. You say, are you happy with your 100 cats? You pause because that shit's funny, and they go, and then you continue. It's complicated. Such is life. Married 22 years.
Crystal said she'll do a comedy show.
Yeah! I'm going to do a comedy show with Crystal, and I'm going to do a DJ remix lyrics with Daniela.
All right. So, you know, today goes out specifically to you single folks in the house. If you're married, there's always something to learn from.
Married and we have 11 cats? You don't, Liz. That is
Liz,
11
stop.
cats too many.
That's amazing. Liz is going 10x with cats. I have a joke for that,
Cats.
but I should probably keep it PG.
I know where you're going. Who's 12?
Liz knows what my
What's
joke
another
is going
name
to be.
for cat?
But I will stay with my teacher's hat cat.
Ask Siri, what's another name for cat?
So going back to today's topic. Obviously, based on this conversation, you know, like you're single and you're looking to get into a relationship. So something that's really important to know is that with any relationship, the relationship that you'll jump in on day one, the relationship that you'll be in on day 100, on year 1, year 10, year 100, the current status of your relationship once you're in a relationship is a byproduct of how you've shown up for yourself and for your partner throughout the entire time until that day. Does that make sense? So once you get into a relationship, the current relationship status, the current relationship not status, but you know, just like the situation of it that you are in is based on how you've shown up for yourself and your partner for the entire time until that moment. So the reason why I'm opening it with that train of thought is because how you should show up on day one is based on the type of the relationship that you want to cultivate. Because whether you like it or not, it's what you end up creating.
Or what relationship you want to cultivate should be how you show up from day one.
Exactly.
If that hits with anybody who didn't understand it the other way.
Yeah. So, you know, the way that I see it is, and by the way, everything that we teach is all like purely from our own life experience. You know, if you're not jiving with it, then that's totally cool too. But, you know, this is what I did in order to get, you know, the current relationship status that we're in today. We're not just married, but we are very happily like fulfilled and married. And like, you know, yesterday morning we were talking about it because every morning we do our gratitude and like we're fully present. And you know, we just talk about how, you know, I was telling Erin, I'm like, everything in life can be taken away from me other than my health, you and Boogie. Like, I don't care. Like, take away everything. Like, everything, like my bottle, my computer, like
That'd be really tough life without that shaker.
But you know what I mean? Like Erin, Boogie, and my health are like the center of my universe. You know what I mean? So I would say we have a pretty great relationship, but that is because we've both shown up as our authentic self since day one. And I can't speak for you, but I know for myself, like, you know, when you're getting to know someone, yes, you want to impress them, but not to the extent that you compromise your authenticity, ever. You want to impress someone, but not to the extent that you compromise your authenticity. And I think that in this day and age, I don't really know much about online dating because personally, I've never played the online dating thing.
I think I went on like 2 dates from online, maybe 3.
But I can only imagine that, especially like in the post-COVID era, like that is a thing now. But, you know, whether you're talking on the phone with someone, you know, like whether you're setting up your profile on Tinder or whatever those channels or websites are, just be authentically you, because also that is the type of person that you will attract. That's number one. And, you know, since your very first conversation, for as long as your conversation is authentic, also like how you lead someone, how you lead yourself is how you're going to lead someone else. So if you lead yourself with authenticity, chances are that when you are having a conversation with someone, it's going to be authentic and not fake. You know, so make it a point to just be you, because that's when you will attract the right person. I remember before I met Erin, you know, when I was, you know, trying to put on a facade of who I was when in fact I wasn't that person. I never wanted to be with that person after one night, because it was just empty. But because I wasn't who I truly was, I was trying to be somebody else, like I created that. You know, and then I had to like have a serious conversation with myself that like, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't put yourself out there, because you're putting yourself out there for the wrong intentions. And that's what you're attracting. And that's not what you truly want deep down. Like, you know, also always ask yourself, what is my intention for doing something? Is it for the instant gratification? Or is it because there is really something deeper than that? Took me like, I would say 1 year to figure that out. And then I told myself, you know what? Like, dude, like, the instant gratification is not your intention. It just like, you know, like it makes you feel like you're the shit in the moment, but that's about it. Like the next day you feel nasty. So then I was like, okay, until, like, you'll know when you're ready. Until you're ready, like you're, what is it when you're cut from doing something?
Canceled?
No, I can't find the word for it.
When you're cut from doing something?
Yeah, like I'm like you're not allowed to date anybody until you're ready to date. And literally 2 weeks before I met Erin, I rewrote my vision and goals. I was very clear on the type of person that I wanted to meet. 2 weeks later, crazy. And we didn't even expect it.
No, we didn't.
We did not even expect it.
No, we didn't.
You know, but since day one, like, we were both so authentic.
And honest.
Yes.
So, can I say, I don't know how much
Yeah,
time you have.
I'm done, so, yeah.
But, like, speaking of honesty means, like, in order to be honest, you need to know the truth. Otherwise, what are you being honest about? You have to know the truth. To get the truth, you have to know who you are, and you have to know what you want. You have to be clear on who am I and what do I want. And to know, you have to dig. And that shit's uncomfortable. Now, when you are honest, when you get to this state where you've dug, you know who you are, so you know what your truth is, you know who you are truly, authentically, and you can be so confident and happy with that, then you have an opportunity to be honest about it. To be dishonest about it is to pretend to be somebody or something or possess attributes or traits of what you believe the person that you're sitting in front of will like, even if it's not who you know you are. But it's really difficult to not portray just what they want if you don't know who you are. If you do know, you have to be honest. And when you are truly yourself, you're not sorry about being you. But there's another piece to this. That is like, knowing you gives you the ability to be honest about not just who you are, but about other things, other conversations, other communication. Because if you're honest with you, you can be honest in other conversations. And when you're honest, you are more committed to a great result than you are about being just approved of. And when we fear rejection, that's when we're most susceptible, which every person to a degree like has that. It doesn't feel good to be rejected. I don't care who you are. Like a basic human need is significance. And so when you're rejected, it kind of plugs at that significance piece. So it doesn't feel good. But if you are, if you act on the fear of being rejected, you are more likely to not be who you know you are. And then what happens is you create a false expectation. And because a false expectation was created, now what happens is you go through this relationship together, more pieces of the puzzle keep coming out. If you're living with somebody, it's inevitable. We're uncovering these pieces, the rug comes up, and it's either you have to lie to cover up a lie, or it comes out and then like you're afraid to hurt somebody's feelings, but really you just weren't honest in the beginning. So that's the importance of showing up as you, who you are right now, unapologetically, knowing that if this person that I'm sitting across the table with right now isn't going to jive, like Sarit said, with me, it's better for me to just get it out of the way now than be fake and dig deeper and deeper and deeper and then have this bond that is difficult to break that should have been not even started. Mm-hmm. The purpose of a date, I mean, it was really up to you, but in this scenario is to figure out like, hey, you know, would you be good for me? Would I be good for you? And if not, then in the beginning, nobody's feelings are hurt because we understand like we don't know, there's not an attachment. We don't know each other. Yeah. So you can go your way and I go my way and it's all good. And probably like a couple of years from then you forget about them unless they were really memorable for some reason. Yeah. But whenever I say that word jive, does anybody else think of that song? When you really want to jump jiving, then you really want to jump jiving. Mm-mm. And you really want, I don't even know the words.
Okay, I want to add something else. Do you have another thought?
Not that I remember.
You guys, the most important impression is the last one that you've made. So let's say if you meet somebody for the first time, your first impression is the last impression. Okay? But the first impression is what's going to create the trend. Because let's say if you go into your first date, first impression, right? Being somebody that you're not, then the other person is going to expect for you to show up the same way as you showed up on the last impression, which is the first one. So, like when you're putting yourself out there, it is so important for you to be you, because that's how you're going to create the trend. If you're putting on this facade from day one, then the other person is not actually learning about who you are. They're learning about the person that you want to be.
The person that you want them to want you to be, or you think that they want you to be.
Right.
It's twisted.
So then you are being twisted because you're not living authentically. And you are also trying to be somebody that you're not in order to please them, because you think that that's how they're going to like you, when in fact that is not the case. So, just be you. Like, that doesn't mean that, you don't try. That doesn't mean that, like,
that doesn't mean
unless it's a workout date, like, don't show up for the date sweaty and shit. Like,
don't show up in a big ass t-shirt with mustard stains,
Yeah. But, like, don't not be you. Like, if you're not used to barely putting on any makeup at all, don't go putting on a lot of makeup, because that's not you. And that's what they're going to expect. If you don't normally like to show your tits, but then you're showing off your tits, then you're giving a perception of someone that you're not.
If you don't normally make duck lips and you start making duck lips, there is a little piece of a stand-up comedy that I saw that I have to share, because it fully demonstrates authenticity.
Okay.
I'm talking about a big ass shirt with mustard stains. You could show up in that if you wanted to. I'm just saying. So this piece of the stand-up was like, it's this big. I'm gonna use colors right now. This isn't racist. This is big black woman, funny as hell, but it paints the picture for you so you can see. So she's stand-up comedy. She's like, this boy called me talking about what you got on. I said, a big ass t-shirt with mustard stains, playa. You coming over? I'm like, that is authentic, dude. Like, take it or leave it. That's kind of like the name of the game. Right now, like, if you don't normally live your life in a big ass t-shirt with mustard stains, that's not how you would show up to present yourself. But it's like, there are moments when it's like, yeah, I just want to wear my sweats and relax. But there's a difference between, like, I'm trying because I respect this time that you're giving, that we're sharing, versus like, I just don't care. I'm gonna be me. I don't know. I'm trying to differentiate.
No,
like,
that's
what I mean?
That's
like
a really good point.
Making an effort that is the effort the real you would make
to see anybody. Like, if you were to go to like a job interview or anything for the first time, right?
Yeah,
like
a gathering, if you will.
Yeah. But just be you. Because if they don't like you for who you are, then it's better to not even bring it to the second date. But if they do, then now you know that you can now start developing, like, conversation, being who you are.
Becca, my mom told me, this is nurture. My mom told me that all the time growing up that I had to change the way I dressed, how I looked, and how I acted in order for someone to want to date me. I always just looked back at her and said, if the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with can't love me the way I am right now, this is not going to work.
Yep.
My mom used to try to make me wear dresses.
My mom, even up to now, she's like, are you putting on makeup? Are you this and that? I'm like, that's not who I am. Like, let's talk about our parents real quick, because who our parents want us to be is not necessarily who we want to be. And
most likely it's not.
Right. Very rarely, I think it is. So, I mean, when it comes to that, I'm like, okay, I hear it. Don't apply it. But I think that is the case with most people who give advice when they've not been asked to give advice. And I feel like moms do that a lot.
You know what, too? You remember the episode we were doing when your mom was like, she typed it in Hebrew. She's like, it looks like somebody took you out of bed and dropped you in the chair.
Yes, that is, you guys, like almost in every espresso, like you can just literally take and translate what she says.
If something's in
and
Hebrew,
it's always like critiquing, and I'm like, that is what you see because that's how you want people to perceive me. But
because how people perceive me as your daughter is how they perceive you, and you care more about what they think about you because of what I look and I'm your daughter than I care about what you want.
No, but that's probably what she's been told. Like, that is her belief system. But guess what? When we created this community, we're like, we gonna be us. And if you don't like it, then
I think
go find yourself another community, and that's totally fine.
But what's so cool is that, like, you guys are here because you like it, and we don't have to try to pretend to be anybody because you keep sticking around. And it's fun.
But that's how you know you're home. That you don't try to be anybody else but you.
We actually engage, though, with you, and it's exciting for us because it's like we're speaking your language and you get it, and then, like, we read your like, you guys have the same sense of humor. If you don't, you probably don't stick around for very long. But, you know, it's so easy to be around the people that are attracted by you in one way or another. Because you are being you. You don't ever have to pretend. And you just know, like, these are my peeps.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Kim Howard, she already went in to translate one of the things that
she told you not to wear your hair.
But you know, God bless our moms. Like, I truly love my mom. But like, most of the things that people say has nothing to do with you, and it has everything to do with them. So, like, whenever my mom tells me you look like you just rolled out of bed, though I've been up for 2 hours, that's her belief system. That's not mine. So, you know, like, and I think the same thing goes with every relationship. I don't know if you guys realize, but, you know, like, the past couple of months, like, I've always been wearing these hats. For one, they're super cool. But for two, you guys, like, the humidity here is insane. It is insane. And you know what? I'm just going to put a hat on because I'm not going to go and do my hair every single day. Because when we work out here, it literally looks like we jumped into a pool. Like, when I get home, before I take my clothes off, I use, like, the last day's workout clothes that are already in, like,
they've dried off a little bit.
That have been dried off to just dry me off before I take off the rest of my clothes because it's so sticky and like wet. And then, like, I hang my sweat clothes.
You dirty gal.
It's just so much sweat. But
you're really dirty gal.
But again, like, I'm not trying to do my hair. I mean, maybe I should, but I'm like, shit. I'm like, we got a team meeting and I got a workout to do. And
do you guys know what kind of shirt would go really good with these hats?
Which one?
A camouflage ENS army.
With a boogie mascot?
Would go really good with this hat. I'm just saying.
You guys, you know what I love about animals? Whether it's cats, whether it's dogs, like, they just don't know any different other than being themselves. And it's amazing. It's like when two dogs see each other, the first thing that they do is sniff one another's face, sniff the ass. If they like one another, great. If not, then
attack.
I think that's just a boogie thing.
Just boogie.
And cats are the same way. If they don't like you, they walk away. If they like you, they do this, like, weird thing, like, on your leg, like, ooh. It's like, let me love on.
Liz can't get out of her house because she has 12 cats blocking the door. When they purr, it sounds like a purr storm. I can't sleep. What'd you say? All the cats are purring at one time.
Look at Boogie's status right now?
Who wants to be Boogie status?
He's taking an afternoon nap. He's getting ready for sister. Boogie sister is coming on Saturday. That's gonna be exciting.
His birthday present.
Yeah.
For Mama Is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were we talking about today?
We were talking about how to stay true to yourself when putting yourself out there. So that being said, you guys, that's what we have for you. And just like it. Please share it with someone. Don't like it.
Please share it with someone.
Keep doing what you're doing. I hope it works. But this is just us talking from our real life experiences. Shall we close it out?
Have a happy, sweetie, wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, spectacular, stupendous, wicked, cool,
all right,
superb, stellar,
radical day. Gosh. Okay.
All of the adjectives.
You guys, a few housekeeping things. So tomorrow is my Earth Day. It is my birthday, the day that I was born. And that being said,
Daniela, let's make a song.
We are going to have a birthday bash. What I would really like to do for my birthday is have a birthday bash with all of you guys. We're on tomorrow's espresso. Basically, what I want to do is just really add value to you guys. From the last 31 years of my life, I would like to share the top 31 lessons that I've learned from my own life experience. So that is the birthday bash. If you can join us, amazing. If you can't join us, I hope you'll watch the recording. If you don't want to join us, amazing.
I'm going to do something really special for espresso tomorrow.
Oh, God.
We're going to have a real birthday bash.
Oh, my God.
I might have to leave the house today and go out into the wild, wild world where there's other people.
Okay, can I come with you?
Yeah, sure. Let's make a real birthday bash.
The other day, Crystal was telling me, there's this juice place by you guys. It's amazing. I'm like, where? She's like, right by the corner. And I was like, you definitely know like our area better than we do. She's like, yeah, I go around. I'm like, I take full responsibility. We don't go anywhere.
Like, yeah, I leave the house. I'm like, that's the trick.
Like, yes, we do not.
That must be the trick.
But we'd love it if you guys would join us for tomorrow's episode. It would be at noon.
I want to get a kazoo. Is that what they're called?
I don't know what they're called.
The little plastic things. Let's go to the Party City. Let's go to the Dollar Tree. See what we can find.
No. We've got wealth
I want
mindset.
streamers!
I do not go to the dollar store.
What? Where else you get streamers? You want $1,000 streamers?
I don't know what's a streamer.
Those little paper things.
Please don't. We have to clean it afterwards.
It's a birthday
Please
party.
don't.
It's a party.
Stop.
Let's party.
It's all good. I'm sure that Stacy K can put a cool graphic on it. And
somebody send us some streamers tomorrow.
You guys, it's
today.
All right, you guys.
We can't leave the house. We'll melt.
We hope that you have a beautiful day. And we hope to see you guys tomorrow. Once again, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please just share the love. We do this for you guys. We do this to add value.
Do it for Boogie.
We do it to hope to make this world a better place.
Do it for little Boogie here.
Yeah, not so little.
Boogie son.
And other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow at noon.
Bye.